Pro. Okay, so I just added some another sound capture here. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I did make a change. I made a change, and hopefully you'll be able to hear me in just a second. Let me know if the sound comes. Can you hear me now, Morad? If you can hear me. Yes. I don't know what happened, man. That was really weird. Okay, it works. Cool, cool. You know, there's the key. It would have been easy for me to quit and say, well, it didn't work out today. But I can't do that. I can't do that. James, Breen, what's going on? You can finally hear me. I don't know what happened to my sound. I was trying to figure this thing out, and I had the same exact settings as yesterday, and then today it didn't work. And that's how life is, right? Some days it just doesn't work. You know, you do everything you're supposed to do. You do everything right, and lo and behold, it doesn't work. And today I'm going to talk about value, guys. I think you're really going to like this. I think you're going to get it. I think you're going to know by the end of the session today how to double your value for 2021. Double your value. Think about what your value is now, and if you want, you can actually put in that chat section what you think your hourly value is right now. How much you worth per hour right now. Just stick that in there because we're going to double it. Whatever it is, we're going to double it. Okay. So put in that chat section what you think your value is. We got more and more people coming in. I did lose a lot of people because I didn't have any sound in the beginning. I thought the problem was on my end. James, no. Usually if it's a technical difficulty, I'm not a technical person. It's usually my fault. Okay. I've come to realize that. And it does make it a whole lot easier to fix things because it's like, JR, you did something wrong. Don't blame the computer. Don't blame your iPhone. Don't blame your iPad. All this technology I got around me. And generally it's my problem. So I understand that. But once again, guys, put in that chat section what you think your hourly value is. What are you worth? I mean, what are you worth? Are you a super valuable person? And I'm talking about money right now. Paul says $60 per hour. Okay, $60 an hour. Would we like to run that to 120, Paul? Siddharth, what's going on? I have more and more people coming in. Put in that chat section what you think your value is per hour because we're going to double it on this session today. Double it. Okay? And you're going to see how you have a whole lot more value than what you really realize. Just hit 70 subscribers. Wow, Siddharth, that's great. Guys, look at Siddharth's channel there, and if it's something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe to him. And Siddharth, I got to look at what is the name of your channel. Is it just your name, like what you've got in the chat section there? Because I do want to check that out, see what you got going on. And you know what? 70 subscribers is a lot. Most people never hit 100, ever. They just don't. And very few people ever hit 1,000, let alone 10,000 or 100,000. And I think we're at like 4,500 right now. Yeah, so put what your value is. James Breen says $25 an hour. Okay. And I will tell you, I worked as a dishwasher at a Victoria Station restaurant when I was a kid in high school. And I got paid $1.60 an hour. That was my income, $1.60 an hour. It's gone up since then. Good, thank God. You're right, most people have a low self-worth and feel like an imposter. Yes, they do, but that's not how I'm going to talk to you about your value today. I'm going to talk to your value a little bit different. My channel name is my name, okay? Let me just take a look at his channel real quick here before we get into all this. And let's see what Siddharth is doing. Let's see here. S-I-D. I think it's 2 Ds, isn't it? Yeah. $40 with my knowledge and ability. That's pretty darn good. You're 12 years old and you're already thinking that you're worth more than a lot of adults think they're worth. So yeah, you have 70 subscribers. You got 5 videos. And I'm going to check it out. Let's see what you got here. Smartphones under $100, laptops under 200. How to grow your YouTube channel. Very interesting. Best smartwatches. In your channel intro. I gotta check it out. That's pretty cool stuff. Okay, so let's talk about value. Why do you get $15 an hour? Why do you get $25 an hour? Why do you get $1,000 an hour? And you can put in the chat section why you think you get that. Okay, why do some people get $1,000 an hour or $2,000 an hour? I know one of my last clients in doing some coaching. I was charging them $2,000 an hour, $2,000 an hour. And remember, I was a dishwasher at a restaurant when I was a kid, and I was making $1.60 an hour. What's the difference in $1.60 and the 2,000? Now you can say, well, JR, that was many years ago. It's been a long time since you were a kid. It is. It was. But okay, if I took a job as a dishwasher today, what would I make? What would I make? In most parts of the United States, maybe $8 or $9 an hour, something like that. What is the difference? What is the difference in $8 an hour and $2,000 an hour? What is the difference? Have you guys figured this out yet? Because of what you keep into something or bring in. Expertise, $40 with my knowledge. He says, okay, so here's the deal, guys. Does it have anything to do with what kind of person you are? Does it have anything to do with you're a good person, bad person? Does any of that have anything to do with it? Is that your value? Because that's what we're going to talk about today, is your value. Now, your intrinsic value, okay, in other words, what are you worth to your family and your friends and all that? Well, they don't pay you, but they know you have a value. You have a certain value. They want to be around you. They want to spend time with you. You know, they love you. That is one kind of value. It's not the kind of value I'm talking about today. It's not the kind of value I'm talking about. I am talking, see, James Breen got 25 cents an hour. My God, James, what did you do where they only paid you 25 cents? That's insane. 25 cents. I mean, I was getting $1.60 an hour, and that was in, gosh, I hate to say what year it was, but I think it was 1974, 75, something like that. Absolutely not, but kinda. Okay. So why do some people make more money than other people? Have we figured it out? You know, because I have what some of my most popular videos are how to make money with no technical knowledge and no experience. People love those videos. They love that stuff. You know, I have one now. It's got thousands and thousands of views, and it's how to make money with your laptop with no products and no experience. People love that video. Why though? Why is it? Most people go out into the market and they say, well, you know, I want to make money, ability to do relationship marketing and deliver 10 times value. It is. It has a lot to do with value, doesn't it? If we think about this, that dishwasher that I used to be, how many people can wash dishes? How many people in the market can wash dishes? Let's look at economics right now. If you look at economics, worked on a farm in 1947. Oh my gosh, James. Okay, so you got a couple years on you. How old is James? That would make him 53, 60, 73. Real quick math there, provided your birthday is not in January, okay, or the beginning of February, because they bring in some valuable and give more dedication and hard work. So whatever you are earning, or what you earned in 2020, was based on your value, whatever that value was, okay? So how do we increase it for 2021? What's the answer to that? How do you make more money if you're the same person essentially than you were in 2020? How do you make more money in 2021? What do you do? James Breen says 85. You can't be 85. Oh wait, yeah, you could be. I was saying, okay. I was thinking about the year you worked. That's not the year you were born. That's right. Well, James, great buddy. That's awesome. So how do you increase your value? What is the, I want to walk you guys through all these steps here so that you can make more money per hour, so you can double your wage per hour. What is it that you could do? What is the single thing that you could do that would increase your value per hour for 2021? What is it? I mean, what's the answer to all this? Let me grab a little sip of tea here. Because there is an answer. There is an answer to doubling what your value is per hour in 2021. But what is the answer? What is it? Put it in that chat section there. More hard work and think properly and set goals. And Siddharth, I'm going to say that is helpful, but that's not going to double your value. It's not going to double your value. So I'm going to go back to my example of washing dishes when I was in high school. I got $1.60 an hour. Now, why did I get $1.60 an hour right then? What did other dishwashers get, when I was washing dishes? They probably, I was in Memphis, Tennessee, they probably all got around $1.60 an hour. Anywhere from $1.50, $2 an hour. That was the pay for that job I was doing. So the question is now, why do I make more money now, and how can you make more money now? Better question, okay, because it's not about me, it's about you. How do you double your value in 2021? It's pretty simple. Paul says solve a problem. That's part of it, but that's not the exact thing I'm looking for. I'm looking for one specific thing, and I gave you a hint when I said, I have a lot of people who watch that one video that I have where it's how to make money with your laptop with no products and no technical skills. That is one of the things that I'm kind of hinting around at. And I want to wake you guys up with this video today, because this video today can literally double what you earn per hour. But there is a missing component. Okay, so dishwashers, at the time I was washing dishes, got $1.60 an hour. That's what I got. Okay, I got what everybody else got, about $1.60. Why were other people making more per hour than me at that point? What was it? What was it that differentiated them? Were they better people? Were they nicer? Were they better looking? Were they more honest? What was it about those people that were making more per hour? And what is the difference now in what I make per hour versus what I would make per hour right now if I was a dishwasher making $8 or $9 an hour? Okay, that's about what a dishwasher in the United States is going to make. What do you have to do? Put it in the chat. Okay, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't. This is an easy one, guys. I have not seen in the chat the one thing you have to do to become a person who's going to double your per hour value in 2021. What is it? What is that elusive thing? I mean, if you could do this one thing, all of a sudden your per hour would go up. But what is it? Does anybody know what it is? Does anyone want to guess? And if you're watching this, video after I went live, if you're watching it, it's recorded and it's a week old, 2 weeks old, you can still put it in there. Don't look at the other answers though, right? Don't look at the other answers, but you can still put it in there. But it's just interesting. James Breen, I think James Breen has come as close as you can to it. Have more skills, have more marketable skills. So in the time when I was a kid and I was washing dishes, I was making $1.60 an hour. And now when a dishwasher makes $8 or $9 an hour, it hasn't gone up that much. It really hasn't. But there were people when I was a kid that were making over $100,000 a year. But what were they doing? They were doing a different job. Okay, they were doing a different job because of why? Because they had different skills. There's different things they could do. So you take a dishwasher of today, and they could be a really good person. They could be somebody who is a good father, good brother, husband, whatever. And that person is still going to make $8 or $9 an hour because that job pays $8 or $9 an hour. But you take somebody who is, let's say, a rocket scientist at SpaceX. They're going to make more than $8 or $9 an hour. Why? Well, because they have more skills. Okay. So the big secret here is, instead of going in the market and seeing what the market will give you, you need to look at the market and say, what does the market need? How much value do I put into the market on a daily basis? Not as a husband, father, any of that type stuff, or mom or whatever, but what kind of value am I going to put into the market where the market says, hey, that's really valuable. I want to give that person a lot more money. Okay. So if you are, working, driving a forklift, which I've done, if you're washing dishes, which I've done, you're only going to make X number of dollars an hour because there are so many people that can do that job. It's easy to find somebody to do that job. It's easy to find somebody to work the drive-through at McDonald's. And I know there's been a lot of this talk about, people at fast food places should be paid $15 an hour and they should pay more, and minimum wage should go up and all this. And minimum wage isn't going to help anybody. It's just not going to help anybody. And the reason being is, if you up minimum wage, okay, if let's say a McDonald's has to pay everybody $15 an hour, what happens at that McDonald's? Well, several things are going to happen. First off, McDonald's is going to look for a way to lower that, okay? Now, how are they going to lower that $15 an hour? Well, if they had 10 employees before, they're going to try to figure out some way to go down to 5, okay, or 7, because they need to save that amount of money. So they may do that through kiosks. They may do that through, online ordering. They may do that through, ordering on, kiosk inside the restaurant. They may do it through automation and making hamburgers or something like that. But they can't afford to just pay more per hour, so that somebody else has a higher income. If they do that, what happens? Their cost of operations goes up. And if their cost of operation, this is simple economics. I don't even understand why there is a minimum wage, and I'm going to get to that in a second because I know that's going to upset some people by saying that, but I'm going to explain to you why I say that. Because minimum wage itself means nothing. It doesn't mean anything. All it means is that if you have zero skills, you can go out into the market, and if it's a business that qualifies, I don't know what it is, 20 employees or whatever, they have to pay you a minimum wage. But does that really help you? It doesn't. It doesn't help you, and it doesn't help you because you say, well, gee, I got more money, JR, so I can buy more things. But don't you understand that if you charge, if a business has to pay more in minimum wage, then the price of all their goods go up. So there's things that you would have normally bought are going to be more now expensive. So what does the minimum wage do? It just makes people feel good, about what they're making per hour. And if you up this minimum wage for everybody, everything goes up. Rent goes up, gas goes up, everything goes up because all the people associated with all those services and products that you're going to buy now have to build that cost into their pricing, which means their pricing has to go up. So you could, the market decides what you're worth. You could set a minimum wage at $1. Okay, let's say we're going to change it in the United States to $1, and most businesses wouldn't pay $1, would they? They wouldn't all just go down to $1. It wouldn't happen. Why? Because they wouldn't be able to hire anybody. Nobody would go to work for $1 an hour. They just won't do it because they could make more money someplace else. And then another business is going to pay more than $1 so they can get their employees to say, well, we'll pay $2. And then the next business is going to say, well, we'll pay $3. And guess what? The market will decide what those jobs get paid. They will just decide. That's what the market will do. If you go to San Diego right now, and I think the minimum wage is $11 an hour or $12, there are so many fast food places that have signs up that say we pay $15 an hour, we pay $16 an hour. They're paying more than what that minimum wage is. And why are they doing that? Because they're nice? Because they just like people? No, they're doing it because they can't find anybody. They can't find anybody at the $10 or $11 or $12 an hour, so they have to pay more so they can get people who are working in those $10 or $11 an hour jobs to come over to their business and work for $15 an hour. The market will take care of this. It's not like, people say, well, if we don't have this minimum wage, what's going to happen is people are going to starve and they're not going to have shelter, they're not going to have food. And I'll say, no, because they won't work for a ridiculous wage, right? They're going to say, I got to go work for another place. Now, the next thing this does in the market is if the minimum wage is too low or if people aren't paying enough, what's the one thing that every individual can do to change that? I did something to change that. I got more skills. Okay, I just got more skills. So instead of saying, I want to go out in the market and I want to figure out who's going to pay me the most amount of money, what you should do is go out into the market and say what jobs, what skills are necessary in the market that really, really demand a high wage. What is it out there in the market that people will pay a tremendous amount of money for? What is that skill? And I'm going to get that skill. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get the skill that everybody wants in the market. And that way, guess what? I make more money. So based on whatever skills you have right now, could you improve your hourly value in 2021? I mean, what could you do in the market? Okay, what could you do for yourself to make yourself more valuable? What could you do? And the simple answer is improve your skills. That's it. If you can do something that everybody can do, it's never going to be that marketable. If you can do some things that hardly anybody can do, it's going to be really, really marketable. Okay, your income's going to go up leaps and bounds. Okay, and you say, well, JR, that's hard. That's hard. It's hard to learn new skills. It's hard to do new things. And some of these other things are very hard to do. And you're right. And that's why they pay more, because they're hard. Okay, easy things don't pay much. Okay. If you say, well, this guy's really in great shape, but you watch him at the gym and you say, wow, what he's doing is really hard. Okay. And that's why there's not a lot of people in great shape, because they won't do the difficult things. Okay. And, I force this on myself every single day. Yesterday, I did all my floor exercises. I did all my sit-ups. I did leg kicks, all these things I had to do. And then I got on my stationary bike and I had to ride that for a half hour. And I had to do all these things so that I could burn up, 740 calories yesterday. Okay, so I could do that. So I could eat a decent lunch, not overeat. I don't want to do that. But the bottom line is, guys, If you want to make more money in 2021, if you want to have more value in 2021 and moving forward, you need to get more skills. You need to look at what really pays a ton of money in the market. And if you get those skills and you do those things, you're going to get more money. It's going to be that simple. So I hope this helped you out a little bit today. I know we had a little glitch in the beginning where I couldn't get my live stream going, but I finally got it going. And put in that comment section. Does this mean something to you? Do you understand what I'm telling you? And yeah, I'm telling you, you got to do some work. Go figure, right? You know, if you want a channel that tells you you're going to make money and you don't have to do anything, wrong channel. Because what I'm going to tell you here is you got to work. You got to work. You got to be more valuable. You can be a great dad. You can be a great mother. You can be a great brother, sister, whatever you want. That ain't going to earn you any more money. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that. If you're concerned about money, you need to be more valuable. All right, let me repeat that. If you're concerned about money, you need to be more valuable. And I don't mean as a human being. I mean as a value in the market. Okay, what does the market look at you? What does the market say about you? You know, what is it that you're going to contribute to the market that's going to make more money for that business that's going to hire you, or for that individual that wants you? You know, I have courses and we sell these courses for thousands of dollars, okay? And people will pay that, and they pay that because they know that the value of that course is worth more than what they're going to spend. Okay, they can actually take that course and make more money. James Breen, how to decide what skill to acquire. Well, you know, it's really up to you. There's so many things you can do out there, James. And I have one of my best friends is 87 years old, by the way. Armando Odorico, he's a retired attorney. But just to let you know, he's always learning new things, always learning new things. They were going to Italy a few years ago, and he learned Italian. Okay, he says, I want to know Italian when I get to Italy. So he learned Italian. You know, if you want to decide on what skill you want, the first thing I would look at is what interests you. What is interesting to you? When I started selling online, my number one interest was making money, but I quickly fell into selling because that's what I'd done my whole life. Okay, and selling products online really kind of fit for me, and selling ideas fit for me. So that's the thing that worked for me, and that made me more money. But it's really about what do you want to do. And nowadays, you know, like 85, or I think you said you were 85 is like the old 50. Okay, it's like nowadays people live a long, long time, and there's so many things you can do with your life. You know, and you know, I'm getting on in years too, but I never think of it that way. I think of, you know, what else can I learn? What else can I do? How else can I make some money? And that's what you want to do, and you want to pick something you like doing, because if you pick something you don't like doing, you can make money, but is it worth it? I mean, really, is it worth it? There's too many things out there that you probably will like doing. Now, does that mean that every single day you're going to get up and you're going to be thrilled? No, I mean, I'm sure there's some people like that, but I think for the most part, everybody has days where they get up and they go, I don't want to do this today. I don't want to do that. I mean, I like doing this, but today I just don't feel like it. You're going to have days like that, okay? You're going to have days where things go wrong. I tried to do a live stream in the beginning of the session today, and the sound didn't work. Nothing worked. I'm like, do I want to do this, okay? But the point is, you got to stick with it, and you got to push through those times that you don't like doing it, okay? James Breen, you're just a kid, JR. Well, I appreciate that. My wife wouldn't tell you that. My wife's 23 years younger than me. She wouldn't tell me I'm a kid. She probably tells me I act like a kid. That's one issue I do have. But bottom line, guys, you can increase your value in 2021. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter, you know, male, female. It makes no difference whatsoever. Okay. But make sure you understand how the market works. The market's going to work based on your skill level. Okay. I wash dishes now for free in the kitchen, okay? I don't wash dishes anymore for a living because it just didn't pay that much. And minimum wage is not going to help you. It's just not, okay? I don't care what country you're in, no matter where you're at, no matter how bad your country is. I mean, some people live in some tough countries that listen to my videos, and there's still rich people in your country, okay? Every country has rich people. Every country has rich people. So you need to look at what those rich people are doing. What are they contributing to the market? What have they done? You know, if I had to say to you, you know, what have you done, you know, for the market in the past couple of years? What have you contributed? What answer would you have? What would that be? So right about always be learning, and you get paid for taking on responsibility. You get paid for value, like cutting a learning curve with a course. Yes, I mean, people, all of my courses, I will tell you this, all of my courses, that information is out there in the market. You could go find it. You could go try things. You could try to learn things. You may succeed. Most people don't. Most people on their own, given their own devices, go into the market and try to make money selling online, and they don't do it. They just don't. Okay. More people will succeed by taking one of my courses, because the stuff works. It's stuff I already did. It's thousands of hours I've spent learning these things, and I just share it with you. Could somebody take one of my courses and not make money? Yeah, sure they could, by not doing the things I tell them to do. Okay, by just buying a course and not doing the things. And there's all kinds of levels of people that buy courses. There is the vast majority of people who buy courses online and pay for courses online that never log into the course. They just don't. And then the next group of people will log into a course and they'll watch a little bit of it, maybe 1 or 2 videos, and then they drop it. Okay. And then there's the other group that will log into a course, they'll go through the whole course and get all the information, and they never do anything. You just go out and buy another course again. And then you get down to the people who actually buy a course, go through a course, apply the stuff, and succeed. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? That's entirely up to you. Remember that fortune favors the bold, and the other side of fear is freedom. Yes, it is. Very, very true, Paul. Guys, thank you so much for being with me today. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I've got to record that webinar I've been working on forever. Today it gets recorded. That will take me several hours to do that, though it's not a several-hour webinar. It just takes time to do that stuff. I really appreciate you guys being here. If you have any other subjects you want me to talk on, put that in the chat section there. Love seeing you guys every single day. It just makes my day, really does. Even if things screw up and like I can't get my sound working in the beginning, okay? Maybe I'll change that. Who dares wins. Get busy now. Turn off. It says turn of TV. And I don't want you to turn off TV. I want you to turn off TV. Okay, do that. Okay, guys, and he's right. Turn off your TV, and that's a big time waster. I watch about this much TV a day. Not much. Most of my content, and this is one thing I'll leave you with, most of my content is creation, not consumption. Most of my content is creation, not consumption, okay? If you consume more content than you create, you're going backwards. Okay, so make sure every day you create more than you consume, and that goes with everything. Think about it. Give that some thought. Appreciate you guys being here today. Don't forget, put your comments in there. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so that you're notified every single time I go live, even if I go live twice like today when the sound didn't work. But that way you're notified and you can get these videos, and you can hey, when they're posted. You don't have to wait. You're part of the Fisher family. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Even if you're watching this after it was live, put your comments below. I will get to all your comments. Thank you so much for